What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. I'm your host, Monico. Of course, we got here
Erick here on the other side of it, ready to get started on these next topics we got. Because a lot of times when we're working with businesses, a lot of times they hire us and they're just like, here, fix it for me, or here, market my shit. And a lot of times they're not like hands-on on stuff. And in order for stuff to actually work, sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, they're gonna have to be bought in and actually give a part, like on their behalf. They have to put the effort into it too. It's not just like you're gonna hire someone and they're just gonna be like, good, you're good. No, you're gonna have to like show some effort that you wanted to actually market your shit and grow.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things. I think it's, you go to a job or whatever, say if we're doing video content for someone or whatever, almost anything. We need the ideas, the script writing, like all this stuff from them. Like, yes, we could come up with the stuff, but the object is that the point of it is that they're the experts in the field. We're coming, we can market, we can do video stuff, but you're the expert in your field. I don't know the right terms. I don't know that stuff, your audience, your consumers, that stuff. You're the one that knows it. So there's going to be no better person to explain the stuff than you. Like, yes, we can do stuff like the colors and different stuff, camera angles, lighting and stuff. Okay. But the really important is like, okay, how bought in are you? Because what people don't realize when you're doing like a lot of video content, like you're not going to do just one video and you went viral. Newsflash. Breaking news. It's not going to happen unless you get naked or something, you're doing some TikTok dancing. It's probably not going to happen. I'm sorry to break your heart. I'm always breaking the bad news with people, but it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
And especially if you want to create that strong brand with your clients, potentials, people like that, like they're going to want to see more than just one thing. They're going to want to see like, oh, yeah, he does know kind of what he's talking about, and it's the 7, 10, 12 rule, 7 times for them to see it, 10 times for them to want to take action, 12 times for them to actually make a purchase. Cool. That might be 12 different posts, Hopefully it might be sooner, but like just keep in mind, like those are kind of the metrics, I guess you could say for it, if people are just like constantly seeing your content. So yeah, being bought in on that to actually do the content or whatever you got, whatever type of marketing you have, like there's no one that knows more about that than you.
Yeah, and like the person that like the business owner that wants to has this idea and wants to like make content on it. They have a product, they want to market it. Cool, like you're saying you're the expert in the field, so you're gonna help us out. We're an expert in making great videos and being able to market them. But that's where like it comes in, like they have to give their input. They're the experts, so we work together with them to create this plan on where we're gonna shoot and how we're gonna put it out there.
You just hit it perfectly. Like it's a partnership. Like technically, yeah, you pay us and stuff, but I'm not like working for you. Like we're working together on this project, and it's like we both need to put efforts to so that idea that whatever you have for it sees the light. So it's a partnership where we're going. The more you have success with it, the more we have success with it too.
And it's like that. I guess one of the biggest misconceptions is like, oh, they're a marketing company, so we'll hire them. Then they'll take over everything, and then I don't have to worry about it.
He's just gonna try to sell me more videos so he can get more money out of me. That's one of the that's one of the services that we do. So but like newsflash, it's not gonna work on the first one. And I think that's like the biggest thing. People just want to make one video and then it's good. Like they don't have to do anything again for a year.
Or not even that. They don't want to. They don't themselves want to be like in the videos. They don't want to show like their face. They want to be like kind of like hands off. Like you guys are gonna take over it and you guys are gonna grow my shit, market my shit, and that's cool. If that's what you want, if that's like your brand. If you have like a product and stuff, then you could do like some stuff that is just a product, but people want to get to know the person behind the brand, behind the company.
Why do you think people want to hide behind the camera?
I think a lot of times they're just scared on being on camera for some reason. I mean, we have experience in being on camera. Like when we first started out, like I was pretty fucking scared of being in front of the camera.
I still am scared.
Like I could do whatever I can like behind the camera and make it all look good. But then once you put it in front of me, or once you put me in front of it, then it's like, oh shit, you kind of like tense up, freeze up. And I think people have that feeling. And then it's also like mixed with like, oh, what are people going to think about me? They're going to think I'm trying to be too good or trying to better myself or trying to grow my shit, and people are going to start talking shit about me. I think that's where like they both kind of play in together. A combination of the fear of being on camera and they're scared of what other people are going to think about
But
it.
the problem is, like, dude, if it's your first video you're doing, like, again, newsflash, like, no, not much people are going to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're going to start watching it over the continuous dripping, like, pretty much. It's kind of like a way of, I guess, drip marketing, you could say. Like, just dropping nuggets and content. Like, no one's going to watch the first couple, you know? So it's like, just do it. Like we talk about it. The object of the game is just getting started. Like, just do it, you know? But, yeah, people need to be bought in as much as we're going to be bought in, because we're going to be working on your project like full time. So we need, you know, your commitment full time on it. It's not just a monetary commitment. Actually, the hardest commitment, I think, is a time commitment. Like, okay, are you going to put in the time for us to actually do this? Because we're probably going to have a pre-production meeting, you know, and then you have to check out the videos. Does it look good? Like, there's a lot of back and forth. It's not just like, it's like the me with the stick here. Do something. Like, just, here, make me a video. It's like,
Yeah, and it obviously depends on like the industry or like the product that they're wanting to sell or market. But sometimes they just want to focus it on the product and what it is, and that's cool, that's fine. But just because it's that doesn't mean that they're gonna be hands off. We still need people to be bought in and want to put an effort into it. Because if I have like this new cologne that I want to push out, and I'm just like, here's a cologne, you guys do whatever you want. And that's it, and that's all I tell you, then it's not really going to be as effective as if I meet with you and I'm just like, here's the clone I got, kind of give you a little bit of background, like this is why I kind of came up with it. This is the experience that I want people to have.
Experience.
This is what I want people to think when they come and buy the.
You're not selling them you're not selling them a cologne. You're selling them experience. Look at Red Bull. They're not like that. There's some that have more caffeine and sugar than it, or that are better than it. But they're selling you the experience. You know, if you go see their pages, they're doing like the backflips, more across stuff. So like,
but even stuff like that takes effort of like the business to put into it to be able to actually show that to other people. It's not like they're just like,
that guy has to be bought in, dude. The guy doing that backflip's bought in, bro.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like like I hired him to do my stuff. I'm just sit back here and relax. No, like we still need you to be a part of it, because then everything's just gonna it's a trickle down effect. Not just like for making videos or content like that, but then also like in your business. Like if you're not bought in, showing people like, when I hire you, this is kind of the rundown of the business. This is how we do our stuff here.
So talking about people being bought in, like, I think that has a big thing to do with like the company cultures. Talking about being bought in, like, stuff is getting like, depending what industry you are, you know, it can get a little different. You know, there's a lot of remote workers. You know, they don't want to go back to work and stuff like that. You know, they don't want to go back to in person, I guess you could say. So like the company culture is a huge thing. Do you have some crazy like stories that you've heard of stuff going on inside company culture, like behind closed doors, I guess?
Like with other businesses?
Yeah, like have you heard other businesses that they like problems they've had with the culture within?
Well, just like, I think in general, it's like an entrepreneur, business owner, they start their business with this vision in mind. And then as they continue to like grow the business, they kind of forget to kind of like teach the people like they're hiring, like what, like their own culture, like their brand and stuff.
Like what they stand for.
Yeah. Like they start out with like the set of values and stuff. And then at some point, they just grow too big or whatever. Or they don't have to grow too big. It's just they start worrying about other stuff and going on in the business. They start like working in the business, and then they don't remember like the values that they started out with. So like the new people they hire on, they don't hire them on and they teach them these values. Then they're just kind of like just hired on. They're like, oh, okay, like, yeah, whatever. And it's like kind of like a watered down version, essentially. And it goes down the line so much, and then
It's like the telephone game.
newest, yeah, it's like the telephone game. And then your newest hire just kind of like, they're just to get money, just to get paid. And it's like, yes, like people work because they want to get paid, but then they're not, they don't have like the set of values that the founder started with. And then it kind of just goes to shit.
Dude, even some, dude. So it's like the other day I was having a conversation with someone who's like, it's even crazy. Like people, you know, they're just there for like the money. But like people don't even want to work, I guess you could say now. Like, they just, you know, I guess they want to make money, but they don't want to work. So like there's a lot of things that I've been seeing. So it compromises, if they do have like their standards, it compromises their standards now because people don't want to work. So they're like, cool, man, you only want to work a few hours? That's fine. We'll make it work for you. And then, but what starts happening is that you just get a bunch of like part-timers, right? Mm-hmm. That are doing the job. But it's like, you can't pretty much say like, each industry is different, whatever they're in. But I was like, okay, I came from oil field. You can't be like, hey, man, I'm going home at 11 today. You know, I'll work Monday through Thursday, and I want to go home at 11.
I don't really feel like working on Fridays, so I'm just not going to come in. Yeah. Or Saturdays.
Let me know how that fucking works for you. They're going to be like, oh, hey, no problem, bud. Take the day off. You know what? And just don't come back while you're at it. That's what they're going to tell you. So it's like, to a point, like depending the industries, yes, it could be way different. But it's like, yeah, people are just getting that really, they're just compromising the brand, the business, the core values that they have.
And like, I can see it to like some extent why some people would do that, but then they're like, oh, I mean, they like hire a bunch of people and they're like, okay, we're doing good. We have, we hired 10 people, so we're good. Like we're helping other people out, but then you get 5 of those that are just showing up for like 2 hours a week. So like, yes, technically you hired more people, but if they're not there more time, if they're only there 2 hours a week, what kind of value are you giving your clients?
Or the work ethic too, that
their work ethic. But like from the client's perspective, like I'm showing up, I expect this level of service from someone who's only showing up 2 hours a week. They're not bought in on, they're not even bought in on the business, and what kind of treatment am I getting? It's probably not the best. As opposed to someone, instead of hiring 5 different people to work 2 hours a week, just hire 1 or 2 people that are there full time, and they're actually going to be able to give you as a founder, as a business owner, more effort and more. They're going to bring more value to the table, and it's overall going to raise the standards of the business.
That's a good point, dude. I didn't even think about like the service that they're going to get. I was just thinking about like the internal business, you know, but I didn't think about like actually the service that they're delivering. Like they're giving half-ass
in their internal business. You're going to try.
No, but like now the client, like now the consumer, like now they're giving half-ass service because they're just here for 2 hours, dude. They're like, dude, just got to go check in, mess around for a little bit, and then I'm done. Mm-hmm. It's like I didn't even think
obviously
about that. And it's more important.
Depending on the industry. Like if you're in a sales job, you can show up 2 hours. You're just not going to sell anything. But then if you're like in a service-based job,
and that's why you haven't sold anything, because you're only showing up 2 hours.
Exactly. And then if you're in a service-based job, then like the client's just missing out on they're getting robbed of the service they could have. You know,
talking about that, did you hear about the we covered it a while back ago, the UPS workers? You know, they got the union.
UPS.
Yeah, we need to get the chat, dude. They got their money, you know, make your bag.
Mm-hmm. They're getting paid 6 figures, delivery drivers, and it's like, cool.
But then did you see the whole thing that how much people they laid off now?
12,000 people.
They laid off 12,000 people because now we gotta save some of that money to be able to pay your drivers, right? Because everything's making it more. So like you just got 12,000 people like out of jobs. So now it's like, did it go as planned? You know?
Probably not.
Yeah. So
I mean, people were like, "Oh yeah, let's get this bag." Cool, you got the bag for a year, and then you got laid off. So it's like, was it worth it?
Depends who you ask.
I mean, if you stayed on, you're still working there, then cool, you're good. But then like your short-term want affected your long-term need.
I was listening to a video the other day talking about like, is it worth it, making your money, making your bags? They're talking about like, you know, there's the big thing out there like, if you mess around in your 20s, you're good. And then you can start working in your 30s and then your 40s, so that way you can have a good life. And other guys like, no, fuck no. Like, dude, get down, start working in your 20s, so that way you can enjoy your 30s a little bit. While your 30s, you're still building up your wealth, you know. So it's like that thing of it, you know. What's your take on it? Since you're in your mid 20s, do you think people should just be taking it off, go just travel everywhere, just enjoy everything, and just not have any aspirations to do more and just experience life?
No, I think you can do it a little bit of both with like a balance, like experience life and have these experiences. But I think you should be doing that with a goal in mind. If you're just like traveling just for the fuck of it, then it's like, cool, you're doing it, you're wasting all this money, but then you're just doing it for no purpose. But then if you're doing it like with the intent that like, because we talk about here a lot about it here, like getting out of your hometown to be able to experience new things and just different perspectives. If you're doing it to kind of take that in for a while, and then you kind of like take it in, okay, there's these different perspectives. Now my goal is to do X, so I'm gonna take that and kind of apply it to my goal. That's a difference than, oh, I'm going to college, kind of just wasting my time. Not wasting my time, because I mean some stuff in college.
Shots fired.
Some stuff in college is like worth it. Like if you want to be, like actually have a actual degree that you're going to use.
If you actually want to get in debt.
like lawyers, doctors, stuff like that, you obviously need to go to college. But for like other shit, if you're just going there, just wasting your time and going to class, come home and just sleeping all day, that's wasting your 20s. You're wasting your fucking time.
Dude, not even wasting your 20s. It can even be your teens. So I had a conversation with a couple people at a place. And so I was like, hey, so what do you like, what do you, dream aspirations, do you guys got any? And they're just like, not really, which is red flag. That's probably from the parents that aren't, be like, what do you want to do, What do you want to do with your life? They're just doing nothing. I was like, so what do you guys like to do for fun? And they're just like, I just want to go home and I just want to sleep. What the fuck? Dude, you're 16, 15. I was like, how many of you guys have jobs? None of them. Like, they don't do jobs. They don't have a job. They just want to go home and sleep. Like,
and that's when I think it just reflects on the parents.
But where I'm going with it is, like, you're talking about like your 20s where you just to mess around and stuff. Like, you have to have, because you don't have goals. Like, I think because since a young age they don't even have goals. They don't have someone kind of keeping them, like maybe mentoring them. Maybe it's not their fault because they don't know. They haven't been exposed to it. But like since a young age, like, dude, what do you mean you're 14, 15, like, dude, 16, you just want to go home and sleep? But like, dude, go to the park, go play some ball, go do something, dude.
At least go hang out with your friends.
Go hang out with your friends,
in person,
dude.
not just on Xbox.
Yeah, just PS5. Everyone just go to your friends. You can all be on your phones if you want. Just go to your friend's house. Like, no, like, I want to go home and sleep and do nothing. Like, watch Netflix. Like, what? Like, are you serious, man? Like, but it goes to the not where you're saying. I think that stuff can probably trickle down to like in their 20s where they have no goals, because say they're in their early 20s, like, yeah, since 14 they've been doing this for the past 6 years. So it's just like the normal, like, dude, I'm just gonna go to college, come home, sleep,
it's like
not
how
do
you're
anything.
doing everything. It's like, what's the intent behind it? Like, I went to college and stuff, but in my free time I wasn't just dicking around fucking sleeping all day. No, I was trying to build little side hustles to get by.
That Walmart,
I was trying to like hustle it out, try to build some side hustles, try to build a business.
Yeah.
And I think that's what your 20s should be for. Like, if you do want to have your own business, this is time that you can take those risks, to be a little bit more risky, because then, say worst case scenario, it fails. The business didn't grow.
It's gonna fail.
Cool. You didn't have money to begin with. You still don't have money, but guess what? You learned what not to do. That's better to learn now in your 20s than and then once you get up into like your 30s or whatever, you kind of took those risks, you kind of figured it out, and then now you're kind of set as you start to build your life. But then no, if you just stick around here in your 20s and then start barely trying to start taking some sort of risk and trying to build something into your 30s, then you're going to be like failing in your 30s, and then it's going to be a lot harder to bounce back from that than when you were younger.
You still could, but you just got a lot of insecurities now.
You got a lot more. Yeah. When you're young, you start building people are like, oh yeah, you're just doing whatever. It's just, I don't know if it's just more accepted, I guess, that younger people are going to fail. But that's the truth. And you gotta just take those risks now, because say you take the risk, works out, cool, you have a successful ass business or whatever in the future, and then you're set. But then if you never took those risks, you never took those chances, then you can't expect to have something. You can't go online and expect to have the life that person has, because that person took a hell of a lot of risks that you never decided to do.
Don't complain about the results, the rewards you haven't gotten without putting the work.
Don't hit the player, hit the game.
Damn, that's a perfect way to end it, Erick.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Boom. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay tuned, guys. Appreciate it.